Hello everyone, happy Independence Day and welcome to the News in Brief on Vantage TV, where I bring you quick updates on the stories that made the rounds within the week. My name is Anita Macaulay. Let's get started. On the national news, Buhari kicks off national action on climate change. President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday in Abuja directed the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the Minister of Environment, Mohammed Abdullahi, to review Nigeria's Climate Change Act 2021. Also inaugurating the National Council on Climate Change in Abuja in the same vein, he charged the council to formulate appropriate policies towards achieving green growth and sustainable economic development for Nigeria. This officially marked the commencement of the implementation of the Climate Change Act 2021 and a new chapter in the renewed response to climate change in the country. The president described the impact of climate change, such as the increasing reoccurrence of damaging floods in several parts of Nigeria, as a wake-up call. President Buhari therefore reiterated the determination of his administration to strengthen the national response to climate change and reduce its impact on the people and economy. President Buhari also used the occasion to thank Vice President Yemi Osinbajo for leading Nigeria's energy transition plan and presiding over the global launch of the plan by engaging key stakeholders in the United States. ASU strike update. The federal government, through the National Universities Commission on Monday afternoon, withdrew its circular which ordered vice chancellors, pro-chancellors and governing councils to reopen federal universities. The NUC in a circular had directed the reopening. However, the directive was greeted with heavy criticisms. In another circular, which was also signed by the Director of Finance and Accounts of the NUC, Sam Onazi, the Commission withdrew the order without explanation. However, the said circular stands withdrawn and all pro-chancellors and chairmen of governing councils as well as the vice-chancellors of federal universities are to take note as further development and information will be communicated to all relevant stakeholders. Traffic robbers arrested for terrorizing Lagos motorists. The Lagos State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of 3 suspected traffic robbers for allegedly robbing motorists of their valuables in the Ketu area of the state. The State Police Public Relations Officer SP Benjamin Hadjoin confirmed the incident in a statement on Wednesday. The suspects were arrested around 7 p.m. on Monday, September 26, 2022, by policemen on a covert operation during an attack on motorists in the area. The suspects, who are currently said to be assisting the police in an ongoing investigation to arrest other members of their gang, will be arraigned at the conclusion of the investigation. On to the international news. Hurricane Ian hits the U.S. Hitting the west coast of Florida on Wednesday, Hurricane Ian made landfall as a powerful Category 4 storm, according to the National Hurricane Center. Sustaining maximum winds of around 150 miles per hour, by Wednesday night, more than 2 million people were without power in the state, and communities along Florida's west coast had issued mandatory curfews. Also across Cuba, residents have been left without power due to sweeping outages in Ian's wake. Aside the effect of immense wind power and widespread flooding, rising ocean water also piled up onshore up to 12 feet in some places, resulting in extensive property damage and countless rescue calls. As of Thursday, no lives have been reportedly lost, and Ian weakened into a tropical storm. However, officials across the state continue to issue warnings to residents to remain indoors. Sweden finds new leak in Russian gas pipeline. Sweden has found a new leak in a major undersea pipeline carrying Russian natural gas to the EU, making it the 4th discovered this week. Russia was, however, quick to dismiss suggestions that it had attacked its own pipelines, calling it predictable and stupid. Instead, the Russian Foreign Ministry said the blast had occurred in zones controlled by American intelligence. EU has repeatedly accused Russia of using gas supplies as a weapon against the West in retaliation for its support for Ukraine. European leaders have since said any attack on the continent's energy infrastructure will be met with the strongest possible response. That's it on the national and international news on Vantage TV's News in Brief. Coming up shortly to entertainment news. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment on the News in Brief, where I bring you the top entertainment stories that made the round within the week. I am Maiwa. Let's get started. Rihanna billed to headline the 2023 Super Bowl stage. Barbadian music icon Rihanna has been announced as the star of next year's Super Bowl halftime show, slated to hold in Arizona on the 12th of February 2023. This will be a major comeback from a 4-year break for the new mom since her last performance at the Grammy Award in 2018. The Fenty CEO and singer shared the big news on Sunday, captioning it with a full stop. Sure can't wait to see Rihanna put on quite a show to remember. Chimamanda Adichie on Harvard's honors list. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, the multi-award-winning Nigerian novelist, is among the honors recognized by Harvard University this year for their contribution to the Black history and culture. On October 6, the Webb du Bois Medal will be presented to Chimamanda and 6 other awardees for their contribution to African and African American culture. Adichie joins a select group of trailblazers, including Muhammad Ali, Maya Angelou, Dave Chappelle, Queen Latifah, Nas, and Steven Spielberg, who has received the renowned medal. Asake breaks the turntable charts record. Asake's Organized from the Mr. Money with the Vibe album has made him the only artist with 6 back-to-back #1 songs on the turntable charts. The song received 4.67 million streams and 43.3 million radio plays, going up to #1 in its first week. While owning the #1 spot, the singer also dominates 70% of the top 10 list. Well, in his own words,
"Them never see me coming."
Grammy Academy CEO reveals Afrobeat category in the works. At the Global Citizen event in Ghana, Grammy Academy CEO Avi Manson disclosed that the Academy has begun the first step towards establishing an Afrobeat category in Grammys. According to Avi, the Academy met with leaders within the genre to discuss Afrobeat and its various forms. He also revealed that a major milestone will be attained when the Academy members submit a joint request for the inclusion of a new category. Would Fela be proud, or would he say finally? And here's the most heartwarming thing we saw this week. And that's all we have for you on the entertainment scene. Coming up, sports. Stay tuned.
It's sports time on the News in Brief. I am Emilio Menesubstance, and these are the top stories. And we're starting off with athletics. Kenya's women's marathon world record holder Bridget Kosgei has withdrawn from Sunday's London Marathon due to injury. The 28-year-old says an injury in her right hamstring has affected her ability to train over the past month. The 2-time winner in London was 4th in last year's race after taking silver at the Tokyo Olympics. Kosgei, who won the London Marathon in 2019 and 2020, set the women's world record of 2 hours, 14 minutes, 4 seconds at the 2019 Chicago Marathon. She won this year's Tokyo Marathon in 2 hours, 16 minutes and 2 seconds, the 4th fastest time in history. And in tennis star Roger Federer announced his retirement following the 2022 Lava Cup on Thursday. The 41-year-old received a long and well-deserved ovation after walking off court for the final time as a professional. The Swiss cried as he hugged Nadal and other players before taking acclaim from thousands of fans who chanted his name at the O2 Arena in London. Federer, who won 20 Grand Slam single titles, is considered one of the best players in tennis history. And the big news in football. On the home front, former Nigerian international John Mikel Obi has retired from football at the age of 35, declaring himself very satisfied with all he was able to achieve during his 18-year footballing career. Mikel Obi came to international limelight at Norwegian club Lyn Oslo, which followed Manchester United's incredible transfer fight with Chelsea for his signature, even as a teenager. The midfielder went on to lead the Champions League with Chelsea in 2012, win 89 caps for Nigeria, and help the Super Eagles win the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations before retiring from international football in 2019. The biggest highlights of his career, however, came during 11 trophy-laden years at Stamford Bridge, though it took him 185 games to score his first goal for Chelsea. Mikel was most recently with Kuwait SC, but left the club last November after 5 months. And still in football, the UEFA Women's Champions League, Arsenal made it through to the group stage of the Women's Champions League after Viviane Miedema's goal gave them victory over Ajax. The Gunners were held to a 2-2 draw at Meadow Park in the first leg of the second round qualifier and had to win in Amsterdam to progress. Miedema fired into the bottom corner in the second half to set Arsenal on their way. And that's sports on the News in Brief. I am Emilio Substance. Remember to follow Vantage TV for all the news, sports, and entertainment. Till I come again next week, remember to like, share, and subscribe.